What's up YouTube, COD4Man221 here, and welcome back to another Company of Heroes 2 online replay. We are in Season 3. It's been quite a, long time I've been playing Company of Heroes 2, since the beginning of the beta. With breaks in between, you probably saw one over the last month or so of not too many COH 2 videos coming out. I'm pretty much waiting, I'm doing a couple of matches and stuff, but I'm really waiting for these new factions to be released, hopefully in June. When they decide to come out. But anyway, I'm playing as Wehrmacht with Nick here, and we are both going against two U.S. opponents. Their names are Stalin's Onion and Otter. So, Nick and me were talking on this map. You basically have to figure out a strategy. So his strategy was he was going to take over this right side of the map, control that kind of fuel, and I was going to try to hold the middle, and I'll try to harass this fuel on this side. Now, there's a saying that no battle plan survives war, or something along those lines, and you'll see this change pretty quickly once they start locking down some territories here. So you can see they're already rushing with some of these guys, and they're not even connecting territories, just going straight for our fuel on this side. So that's a very aggressive move early on, and then Nick has an MG and Grenadiers coming up. It's definitely important to get a Grenadier squad out with your MG, just like I have and Nick has, because that way you can counter. Your MG's only directional, obviously, so these guys can still shoot at those guys there. And I'm getting my own little combat zone here with these guys here. I figured I'm going to push forward here and try to capture this fuel, but there's multiple that he's targeting specifically my MG, and he's going to go right out of our range here. So I have more riflemen moving in. I'm trying to turn my MG here. It gets turned, but I start shooting at the unit that's already basically injured. And he's researching grenades right now. And he's shooting us in the back here. So around this point, I just need to fall back. My units are at half strength here, except my pioneers, and there's a lot of riflemen, including veteran riflemen. Now, in this match, it do take a while to pick an actual doctrine. I don't really need any of my doctrines early on. I mainly use them for Tigers later on. And I don't want to, we were having a little bit of trouble holding our fuel in this in the beginning, so I didn't want to get any like the quick fuel things out. So I do have another MG pushing these guys back, but you can see they're just going to crawl up under suppression and throw grenades. I don't know if he has some kind of, yeah. He has the, they can throw a lot further. I thought those grenades were coming in pretty far. So they're capturing a lot of territory here. They're even pushing up towards our lines here. And at this point, I'm like, Nick, I've lost the left side. I'm going to focus on the middle here, try to secure that, cover your flank here. Because all we need is him to hold this side and to hold the middle victory point. We're going to start winning. So I have some nice little trenches on this side here. They have their own on this side. And I'm going to try to start defending this. Now, the only problem is, when you're in a trench like this, grenades can kill a lot of your troops. So I have a second MG out that well, both of them are out pretty much. I'm moving them to get in position here. And Nick is giving his guys veterancy using the troop training. He also has a Tiger Ace, and that's nothing to be, look at these guys flanking him. The Tiger Ace is nothing to be worried about. You can see they're throwing grenades. This grenade seems to go really far. I know it's only 7% faster, but Nick does have his MGs covering, crossfire there. And with these Grenadiers, with Bet 3 shooting quite fast, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. So I'm going to force retreat, and I'm meanwhile capturing this side again, setting up my machine guns for the numerous amount of troops that are probably going to be swarming over this area here. I'm like, this MG is pretty screwed probably because of all the grenades, and they're going to get killed. I do have another MG though, trying to hold these guys. My Grenadiers are pushing in. He managed to kill my MG. I thought he was going to man it right here, which is what he should have done. Should have manned that and retreated, maybe taken an MG-42 for himself. But we have a lot of Grenadiers over here, and it is not a good engagement for these guys. They're out throwing grenades at us though. Devastating, wiped out my full squad there. But check it out, we're going to wipe out his squads on retreat here. Or not, we're just going to miss them all. That's cool too. The grenades, like, if they're used correctly, especially against soft targets like that, we're going to wipe out this Vet 2 squad though. If they're used against kind of immobile targets like MGs and stuff, grenades are just devastating. And he's really using them effectively there. And yeah, just a ton of riflemen. I mean, what can he make though? He's an American early game here. American player early game. So I'm gonna officially, pretty soon here, I'm gonna build a Leichter Mechanized Company, which will give me access to Panzer Grenadiers and AT guns. And Nick's having trouble on this side holding. They are going in that heavy cover position there. And it's really not looking too good. They're throwing smoke and grenades at us. And this guy's actually gone for infantry commander, so he has the priest, which we'll see later in the match. And MGs and a mortar half-track he can get, so. Throughout the game, because they're holding one fuel already and they're taking this other fuel, they're going to have a lot more fuel for the early part of the game here. So pretty soon Nick's going to have a new battle plan strategy. And while I have multiple MGs along here, I'm ready to hold these guys back. I'm just being shot at by these rear echelon. And these guys should just be in range of my MG. And check this out. So he put his men right here. They're like clumped up. So I'm going to throw a rifle grenade. I'm going to shoot a rifle grenade right into these guys. Wiped out a squad just like that. They called him Ivan Dead with it. Oh boy. Anyway, so Nick has his veteran grenadiers here with MGs. Shooting at these guys. But they have a fighting position over here. So Nick is with a fighting position over here, kind of covering this approach to the to the fuel and grenades going off. He's got to be very careful. We're starting to lose this side, and this side isn't exactly, unfortified itself. It has a lot of units on that side, but Nick is going to come to the conclusion here soon that he's just going to shift over to the left side of the map here and just give up this right side and go after their fuel. Because they are very dug in on this side. Don't be afraid to shift sides. I was already on the left side early on. Oh, I was horribly lost the full squad there. Meanwhile, these guys are here again. Some more rear echelon. I see multiple units pushing in. I have multiple grenadiers around here, but he's going to flank. I didn't think he would actually flank around this way, but he did. So I'm just trying to hold these guys back. I'm pinning multiple units. Grenades are going in here, though. In the trench is going to be devastating. He's retreating some units. Rifle grenades are going off. These guys are shooting at retreating units here. And I did have some grenades that are, I have some minefields here. Some S-mines, because I figure they keep attacking the same spot. He's got to be careful because he's got units that are down to one man, just getting wiped out. So it's 2 squads that have been wiped out. I have a bunker also over here, and Panzer Grenadiers coming in. I'm going to push up and take this. So they have a lot of units here. So basically, Red committed. Where's the Otter? Otter committed a massive attack here, and now he's vulnerable. And Nick is going to shift all his forces over to this side and start capturing the fuel. He's kind of giving up on the right flank over here. It's not like he's completely abandoning it, but anyway, I also had a white phosphorus barrage come from this guy, I believe. Yeah, he had a white phosphorus barrage, and basically all my units were almost dead, or some of my units are almost dead here, so I have to reinforce and heal them up. I'm going to do a massive flank also, so while Nick is capturing this, I'm going to basically be a blocking position for any of the Otter's troops that come in to basically attack Nick. And the bunker's facing the wrong way, and now they're mortaring it. I care about losing my bunker, but I mean, they're not really taking anything when taking that territory. Anyway, the giant force comes here. So we're shooting them, throwing grenades into these units here, trying to just wipe out enemy units, which I am doing successfully. Gotta pull these guys back. The only issue is I'm waiting a little too long to retreat some of my units here, and I gotta fall back. I'm underestimating this lieutenant in heavy cover here, so I'm just gonna have to pull back this unit. So I lost 2 units there, so that was a bad engagement for me, including my Panzer Grenadier unit. But I did manage to wipe out a unit that was upgraded with bazookas. But because I slowed them down and damaged their units, and even basically wiped out most of Red. Red doesn't have a really big army at this point. He's got more troops now. But, you know, now it's Nick's turn to tag in here and start dealing death to these riflemen here. And we have the Wehrmacht, the nice Panzer Grenadiers coming in here. I don't really care they're destroying that. I finally picked the Doctrine here. I decided to go with Spearhead, just for the smoke and getting the Tiger later on. Which I'm not even thinking of actually at this point getting a Tiger. I'm trying to make sure we have a fuel because we have none. So we're getting 13 fuel per minute and they're getting 39. These guys could be cranking out tanks if they use their fuel wisely. And right now we don't have anything to stop tanks, so that'd be pretty devastating. I'm trying to kind of protect the center here somewhat. Working on, you know, building fuel cache, remaining some of my support weapons that have been abandoned. More like destroyed. I think I did lose an MG actually around here. No, never mind. I brought it back. Okay. Yeah, I recaptured one. Anyway, you can see for Nick over here, he's going to suppress and they're just going to throw grenades at him. And that's a problem, because it's going to basically wipe out his MG if he doesn't fall back. And he managed to thankfully get that MG out of there. But Nick did manage to wipe out another squad here, so this guy has a lot of riflemen, but he's losing a lot of squads, and it's costing him a lot of manpower to keep replacing those guys. I did some own Grenadiers over here to help him out in case he gets doubled. So I'm saving up my ammo basically for rifle grenades. And guys that are behind cover like this are perfect for rifle grenades. So I'm going to push up, but he's going to fall back at this point. So I had a rifle grenade going there, but I had to cancel it. And you just cancel a rifle grenade by clicking a move order with your units. So he's actually right here. Rifle grenade again. He does not see it this time, so when units are bunched up like that, I'll use rifle grenades all day long on them. And did some more damage. So now we're starting to lock down the fuel here, and that's our own mortar. Nick is building up some fortifications like bunkers. I think this is actually going to be a reinforcement bunker so he can get his guys tip-top shape there. And I'm dealing with a little bit of a nuisance along this area right here. They're going after this, and they're throwing smoke at me. I'm going to throw a grenade right here. I guess he thought I'd run into that. So this grenade should be devastating if he doesn't move and he falls back. So unfortunately, he dodged that grenade. But they have the mortar, you know, just constantly shooting at us around this area here. And now with some fuel, I have, did I build 2 of these? Did I lose my mind in this match? I think I built 2 of these by accident. You're never really supposed to build 2 of the buildings. But, wow. I guess I just wasted a lot of fuel. That's a rookie mistake. Yeah, I built 2 of these Panzer Corps. Support armor cores. So you can see Nick has a bunker and a lot of troops, anti-infantry. But he also has the AT here. And he can start shooting at this Sherman. So with the anti-infantry along the area here, including a machine gun bunker that's about to be put up, it should keep the infantry off, and then with the anti-tank it should keep the armor away from him. So this guy's kind of slowed down on this side here, and he can keep reinforcing back here. And he is nice artillery. He's going to keep moving up, trying to kill this bunker here. But he's going to keep taking fire from that pack. And he's forced to fall back on that area here. So yeah, I built 2 armor cores. That's a mistake. Can't believe I did that. I've never built 2 armor cores before. Maybe I was a little tired. So yeah. So now if I want, I can build 2 tanks at once, which I don't have the fuel for. But I guess that's the only reason you would do that. I think, I just building something quick, wasn't really looking at what buildings I had. So I see these guys. Now, Pink is going to try to, attack Nick also. Going to double team him. And Nick's got to be pretty careful at this point. I'm sending what I can over. Like, I'm bringing multiple units. I'm building, like, one of those. That's son of a good player. I guess he's building a couple of those. So I have my own units here. I'm not going to let Nick fall. I'm not going to let him get doubled like this. Anyway, I got my units over here shooting at him. Those light machine guns are so great on your grenadiers. Now keep in mind they have to, you see how he's not shooting while he's moving? They have to stop to actually shoot, so keep that in mind when you're using them. Now this is a big rush here. He's going to try to get out. Which he doesn't manage to do, but look at where he is. He's got 3 veteran grenadiers here that are all shooting at his retreating units here. It's unfortunate we didn't get a kill that, but we're going to kill the lieutenant. Now he's going to reman that AT, and I'm just going to say, okay, have a fun Panzerfaust right here. And now the AT can just deal with this guy and take out that Sherman. He's damaged even more now with another Panzerfaust from Nick. So that Sherman is now dead. So pretty intense battle here so far. I'm finally getting a Panzer IV of my own. I do have a decent amount of infantry. And now we're setting up here. The thing is, though, we will probably win this fight. Then again, a lot of our stuff is just bouncing off of the heavy cover here. But I have my Panzer Grenadiers are going to flank around here and just kill this unit here. Alright. You'd hope they'd kill that unit. And I see this mortar, I'm just like, you know, it's a light half-track, I could shoot at it a little bit, just force it back. So I'm going to capture this position now. I have my own AT gun here. I'm pretty sure a tank's going to pop up here and try to kill my infantry. Once again, nothing is defending this side, so I don't know that yet. I will try, once I get some tanks, to recapture that side at some point, but I'm really focused on trying to hold the middle and assisting Nick whenever he needs my help on this side. He really needs to get some of these guys reinforced back here. And I do have a Panzer IV to help out. And like, what did I say? That a tank would come? See? AT. I'm gonna get my guys behind cover. Force them back. Unfortunately, all these guys are coming over here. And I'm like, oh boy, this is gonna be nice and fun. So I don't have any kind of... I have one half depleted MG on this side here. I'm just gonna have to fall back. I did destroy that little house there. I have another MG. I'm moving that up. My Panzer Grenadiers are coming up. And they have a Jackson here. I'm just barely out of range of that Jackson. Yep, I should be in range here. Yep. Okay, now I'm taking shots at him. I do see that Jackson's there. So that's a little dangerous, but I'm going to try to keep my guys supporting my infantry on this side. You can see we're really concentrated around this AT gun here. They're throwing smoke at us. Rifle grenades are going down. Devastating. Just wiped out half of a squad there. Multiple Jacksons along here. Now here's the thing. When I'm so condensed like this, kind of in these trenches here, he's going to launch white phosphorus and it's going to land like right here. And that's going to be devastating. Look how it's depleting our unit's health. I got to fall back with all my units here. It's up to these guys. These guys are okay to stay. But especially devastating against, you know, it doesn't kill outright, just damages health significantly. So I'm really keeping Pink busy here in the middle. And Nick moved. Wow, look at that. That was a devastating shot from that Sherman. The thing is, now they've allowed us to gain a fuel. And by the way, you know, look at Fog of War. Like, I don't know what they have on this side. So, you know, if I knew they had nothing really on this side, I'd probably charge it with my tank. But, you know, they also have Jacksons roaming around, too. You know, there's some of Nick's guys flanking around here. They definitely seem to be throwing everything they have against Nick here, and he's doing a pretty good job holding these guys. Problem is he's losing a lot of infantry, and look at all my guys here. Very depleted. A lot of them are low on health here. So I usually never pull all my guys back from the front, but this point I'm feeling pretty secure, at least around the territory we own here in the middle. So I'm grabbing some medics because we need to get all our guys healed up as quick as possible. And look where they run. They run to Nick's guy right here. They give him some medical assistance, and then these guys start healing up units. Because we need these units healed up as soon as possible. You know, we want the max health for our units when they go into combat against some of these guys. And you can see they have a lot of lighter vehicles. Pink does. And they're sniping at Nick's bunkers here. So at this point I kind of figure out, okay, I'm going to start taking back a fuel. So I start doing that. My men are still healing up at base, but I'm starting to bring them back. I'm going to start taking the center here, trying to take some pressure off of Nick, basically. Another Jackson out for these guys. And I have my Panzer IV over here. I'm ready to support Nick if he needs any help against infantry. Now he's going to use volley fire on me, which keep in mind is very inaccurate. And it supposedly suppresses a squad. It used to suppress right away, and it was very overpowered, and then they took that out. So I am my tank over here. I'm not really watching too much on this side, on the far right flank here. On this side I am watching, and now they have a priest out. Starting to take shots at us. They almost killed Nick's bunker there. And they killed it. So Nick is hurting a lot here. Anyway, I figure if I can get us some more fuel, that would be great. That would help out our cause, because Nick, we need some more tanks. I have one tank, Nick has none. He's doing a lot of AT and infantry. And we can just Panzerfaust that guy. At this point, I bring my tank in. And I try to kill this guy. His engine gets destroyed. I start getting shot at by all these Jacksons here. I pop some smoke. And my shell bounced off his side armor there. And I'm going to lose my tank here. And I was like, no, you gotta be kidding me. Literally dying. So I was heard, okay. Because I only have 2 guys here, I can't hop in the tank. I figured he's gonna hop in once he sees my infantry, and then he's going to, I can Panzerfaust him, but nope. And Nick lost a unit over there. We're hurting. They have a lot of armor, but we really box them in. We're controlling a lot of this map. I figured he would start shooting at me. And yeah, so I lost the squad there too. That was, any of my attacks here toward this middle area I've lost a ton of men usually. So now I'm like, okay, we got some Panzerschrecks. Let's go through. I figure if I have my Tiger, which is coming out right now, if I have a Tiger and 2 Panzer Grenadiers and Panzerschrecks, I can take on their armor. They're pretty weak. Their infantry has been dying pretty significantly. It's been dying quite a lot. And we have the Tiger that's coming over here. I don't know if he was ignoring me, but only one guy is shooting back at us because they have the... Yeah, wasn't even shooting back at us because he had a minesweeper. So I'm going to take over the fuel on this side now. Nick is still holding them on this side. Now he's barely holding them, but he's holding them. The problem with their armor composition is it's all... it's a ton of Jacksons, and frankly, we don't have that much armor. In fact, I just have one Tiger, and Nick has no armor whatsoever. Anyway, on this side, I destroyed the bunker that was, or the fighting position that was harassing my troops here. And then he pulls up a Jackson, and I'm like, hello, nice to meet you, Jackson. We have Panzerschrecks. And I have enough fuel now, so that's why I'm out. Enough munitions now. That's why I have not upgraded my Tiger with a machine gun, because I want to make sure I get the AT. So because I do not own the victory point, this is not my territory technically. So I've now shifted onto this side. So now we're dividing their attention even more. So they're all focused on the left, and they're still being held back by Nick, and now they have to deal with me on this right side here. and it's a fight. Look at how condensed these guys are. That's got to be scary. A lot of veteran riflemen here. I was chasing like 2 guys on that side. I was like, wow. It says 17 kills of this mortar. So Nick's definitely hurting at this point. A lot of American riflemen are coming in. Trying to get his AT out of there. Oh, darn, it got wiped out. So thankfully, Nick gets the Tiger Ace just at this point here when enemy forces are weakest. We're making a strong push there. So now they have to deal with a Tiger Ace. And I have multiple Panzerschrecks now, and I say, okay, I know these guys are capturing it, so that's okay. They're gonna hop in their tank there. Devastating. Almost wiped out his tank there completely after 1 shot. I'm not gonna follow him. That's a trap to just basically follow him and get shot at. So there are Jacksons around here. The middle area is falling again to me. They are shooting. I didn't realize this at the time because I was kind of focused on the right side, but they're actually shooting. I saw that one. They're shooting the priest at me. Priest is firing. I'm going to try to pull back and I get a direct hit on my MG squad. So they're throwing grenades at us. Been devastating all match. But I have the Tiger here that should hopefully wipe out them, which they did. Now look at this though. There's a lot of troops here. And I'm like, okay, Jacksons want to play. That's cool. So I don't mind if they, he's scouting there. I don't mind that because I have all this AT here. Now I could have wiped out that lieutenant, which I probably should have. I was so focused. So if you think about it, their Jacksons have been pretty lucky all match just getting out of here. So they have no cover here now. I'm starting to push in. I figure, what's stopping me at this point? Not a whole lot, just a lot of Jacksons here. So I was going to destroy this guy. Then I saw the Jacksons pushing up, so I figured I'd start shooting at them. I got to pull this guy back here. He's almost. I did leave a Panzerschreck though on the ground. And I managed to luckily get away with this guy. Vet 3. Just as Nick pulls in, they're all facing me, so that's another one killed. So I'm just going to pull back with this Vet 3 squad here. I don't want to leave any more Panzerschrecks for the enemy to pick up. So that was a great flank between me and Nick here of pushing in. Because they're all focused on my attack from this side here. Not from, Nick coming from this side. And I have units, we're going to start capturing some territory. They really can't compete with the Panzerschrecks on the Panzer Grenadiers, or the way we've been fighting, basically. I see this lieutenant just charging up, and I'm like, okay, these guys are screwed. Apparently it's another Jackson, and I'm okay to snipe with my Tiger. I really am. So these guys are coming back up to the front lines here, and so are these men. MG still needs to get healed up. Yeah, and they're still shooting at Nick's position here. So we're controlling both fields at this point, and when you're given the Axis players 45 fuel a minute, now we have 2 fuel caches, so let's count that. So that's, 6 fuel. 3 fuel per minute. Okay. Yep, 3 fuel per minute. You don't have. They only hold 2 regular territories here in the munitions. 3. So now they figure, okay, they're gonna go against me. They have a lot of tanks moving up here, and I can hear them. I see the trees falling. I'm like, that's fine. I have AT. I'm just gonna keep these guys as kind of a screen for my men. Shoot a rifle grenade at these guys here. Just wipe out that squad. So that's another squad wiped out, but I gotta fall back with this unit. 27 kills on those Grenadiers. So I have another Panzer Grenadier squad here. I'm gonna try to take out these riflemen. Yeah, they're gallant. Now they're going to try to overwhelm my side here. I figure actually at this point, I might as well just kind of hold my position right here. They're going to kind of push in with everything they basically have. I don't know what, is that recon or something they're flying over here? Let's see.
Rifle squad ready for action.
You know what it was? It must have been from this guy. Yeah, improved recon flight. Anyway, Nick is pushing up. He really wants to kill this priest here. So he figures he's just going to do it. Now they're all focused and pointed this way. And I don't think they realized that he was actually just going to go straight for this priest here. The Jacksons are coming. But you might be able to get out of there with Blitz. So that's gone. I'd pop Smoke if I were Nick immediately and Blitz out of here. Because they have 4 Jacksons over there. So Nick managed to assassinate the priest. Wow, that could be taken out of context. Well, Nick basically destroyed their priest there with his his Tiger Ace. So I have some units. I figure, you know, we're losing on VPs now. Let's change that. These guys are not healed up, actually. Surprising. Oh, actually, I was at max population. And his infantry continues to devastate their infantry. You can see the kills on these guys. 28 and 34. And he has a Tiger Ace. Let's just keep that in mind. So now I have a Panzer IV. I'm ready to make a push into this territory here. Take back that fuel. And when you're in the, you know, negative cover of the road like that, of course you're going to take a lot of casualties and get wiped out. Yeah, it's really not smart to go after the Tiger Ace with infantry like that in the middle of the road. Now they do have a lot of Jacksons. Like, keep in mind, they can be slowed down by the Grenadiers. But he needs to get out of here. Actually, he's pulling back for some reason. All the Jacksons pulled back there. I'm throwing a... Look at that. I just narrowly missed killing a lot of riflemen there. Because that guy retreated, but the other guy was running right into it. So we're hunting for enemy light vehicles, particularly that mortar. I would have loved to get a half-track this match around this area. To basically keep my guys reinforced. You can see I pretty much fortified the center here, so they've been boxing most of this match, and you know, we're continuing to box them in here. I just figure I'm gonna fall back. I don't need to fight these guys. I just need 2 men in the squad to shoot the Panzer Shreks anyway. So they're moving up, and the Tiger and the Panzer IV are gonna wipe out the squad here. I see them retreat to something. So I'm going to pursue, and then we also have these guys flying around this side here. So that squad's going to get wiped out, and so is that guy. Now here's the thing though, my tank is obsessed with killing these infantry here, and not on all the Jacksons that are right here. And look, all my tanks are just shooting at the infantry here. There's no prioritized vehicles. So I'm going to lose my Panzer IV here. These guys are pushing up here. I am shooting our rockets at them, but we're getting strafed by something. We're getting suppressed by these guys over here. So I have to fall back. They are after my Tiger at this point. I do not have Blitz. Their problem is there's smoke and everything, confusing those guys. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to immediately pull over my AT to around this area here. I'm going to keep pulling my guy back. Reverse mode and get him back over here. I'm going to have multiple units going to start converging on that, trying to save my Tiger, because if I lose my Tiger, that'd be devastating at this point. I do have these guys they're shooting at. So I managed to just pull my Tiger out as this guy comes to sit down. And I'm going to start shooting with my AT here. And it says to pull back, seeing that AT. So that guy got abandoned. And these guys are back here. I am hitting this guy right here. He managed to destroy that Jackson. They just want me to have it, obviously. And he's forced to fall back there. Now they're down to 1 Jackson. That's when they decide to surrender. So again, our opponents, they played well. They're definitely destroying us pretty early on, holding both fuels for a decent amount of time. It's probably just the they got a lot of anti-tank when we didn't have any tanks really with the Jacksons, and then Shermans might have been pretty good against our infantry early on, so they got more of those. That might have helped out. Give them to our opponents. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. Leave some comments down below. See you in the next episode.